Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Broforce, going for the front row tickets to the gun show achievement. This is to have 4 players gesture on screen at the same time. Now, if you're doing this with controllers, you are going to need 4 controllers for this. However, if you are doing this on mouse and keyboard, you can actually map all 4 players to the same keyboard using different keys. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you head into options from the main menu, and then once you are in here, make sure you scroll all the way down until you get to this thing right here called configure controls. Enter that, and that should allow you to set up whatever the controls are, and you can set them to whatever you want. So by default, player 1 should be mapped to keyboard 1. You're going to want to pay attention to whatever fire and gesture are mapped to. So by default, player 1 is going to have fire mapped to the Z key and gesture mapped to the V key. Then go over to keyboard 2 to see player 2's controls. By default, player 2 should have fire mapped to the T key, and then gesture should be mapped to the I key. As for keyboard 3 and 4, which are going to be mapped to players 3 and 4 respectively, you are going to need to set these, as by default they're going to be set to none. So the only 2 things you have to worry about are going to be fire and gesture. Make sure you set those to something that you can remember. I'm personally going to recommend you use the number keys. However, if you find something more comfortable, you can set those as well. Also, do feel free to remap player 1 and player 2 if you want to have something more convenient. The basic idea we're trying to go for here is you want to make sure you set the controls in a way where you can hit all 4 fire keys at the same time and all 4 gesture keys at the same time. So try to find whatever works for you, or you can try to remember them. Whatever you decide on, once you have fire and gestured mapped for all 4 players, you're going to want to back out to the main menu, and then you're going to want to get into the game. You can do this at any point in the game, so do feel free to start a new game if you want to, or you can do this off of a previous save. So just make sure you back out and then go to start, and then either start a new game or load a save. As soon as you pick your mode, you're going to need to hit the fire key once you get to the join game screen. You're going to need to do this all at the same time since you do have a 3-second countdown. Hopefully you can get everyone in on time, but once you get all 4 players in, you should be on the level select. Host is always going to control the helicopter, so make sure you have them steer it over to whatever mission. Then you are going to start it. All 4 players should jump in, and then your goal is to have all 4 players hit their gesture keys at the same time. So make sure you try to manage that. Hopefully you remember what keys you have them mapped to. And then once everyone throws up their gesture, if you can time it right, you should be good for the achievement. Might take a couple of tries, but eventually you should get it down. And then there it is. It's going to be for 25 gamer score for this one. And that's all there is to it.